So joining us now for more on this development is Sabrina Singh, former Deputy Press Secretary for the Pentagon. Sabrina, good to see you again. So President Trump says that he's got a plan to end the war in Ukraine, but he's declined to share details. Should all of these negotiations happen behind closed doors, which would be a break from Trump's usual tactics, really, or would more transparency help them?
Well, look, I think transparency is always important and important for the process that's going to play out. What's concerning is the continued ongoing conversations with President Putin. And as far as...
Oh, really? Ongoing calls with parties in a war is actually exactly what is needed from matured leaders. It is called diplomacy, Ms. Singh. In the minds of neocon warmongers like Sabrina Singh, this is concerning because the Pentagon wants the war to continue to enable them get more money for the military complex on the backs of ignorant Ukrainians who are fighting a proxy war. Hello and welcome again to the Edge of Politics podcast. Geopolitical Queen here with today's episode on how a television station in the United States is claiming to be concerned because the president of their country is talking to the president of another country. People like Sabrina Singh and this broadcaster have no clue about what battlegrounds entail. They have never been at any battlefront. Neither have they even had the opportunity to have a conversation with a war veteran all their propaganda lives. But they seem to have all the half-baked solutions, as this reporter's job is to agree with the guest and ask leading questions approved by their corporate bosses. Talk about a fluff piece. Now take a listen to her further gaslighting antics.
As I know, I haven't even seen a readout of that call, just that the president did confirm that he spoke with Vladimir Putin. And I think what's extremely concerning here is that we're continuing to see these conversations happen in a one-sided silo with Ukraine not at the table. At the end of the day, this is about Ukraine's sovereign territory. It is up to Ukraine to decide how they negotiate and what a negotiation and possible deal might look like. It is their sovereign territory that was invaded by Russia nearly 2 years ago. So I think it's important to have transparency about the process. Of course, there's going to be conversations that play out behind closed doors. But again, Ukraine is not part of these conversations, and that's what's deeply concerning here.
And look.
You're right. Ukraine is not at the table, and that is concerning. Crimea River. Hasn't the United States and its NATO allies already organized 2 peace conferences since 2022? One in Switzerland and another one in Brussels, to which Russia was not invited to the table? Is Russia not the other warring faction? The United States can make decisions for Russia because Russia is just a gas station parading as a country, as ignorantly stated by John McCain. But when it comes to Ukraine, it becomes illegal if Ukraine is not at the table, right? For the information of these 2 women who are trying to confirm to us, like some 2 children who don't understand who is actually funding the war and deciding for Ukraine, a peace deal means the 2 warring factions, in this case, Ukraine and Russia, come to the negotiation table, agree on the terms to end the war, and sign an agreement to stop the fighting. The United States normally should have had no bone in the civil issue between these two countries, but they decided to turn it into a world war because they thought they could use Ukraine to weaken Russia and get President Vladimir Putin out of office. And this has backfired seriously into the face of the United States and its NATO allies. So what do you think? Are such corporate mouthpieces just delusional, or propaganda is their hobby? Well, kindly leave your comments in the comment section below. And thanks for tuning in. I will be back with the next broadcast. Good day.